Find me up, me roll the paper with the bush. No I push, roll it up and know me brain a push. And it's like me read a book. Tell him I read alone, me murder. Don't chop me marijuana, don't violate me rights and don't kill the family no drama. Off the road the weed, smoke the smell it now the breeze. Roll it up and know me mind that is smoking and the finer cheese. More greens than the forest with the trees. So let me tell you why me love my weed. I just the weed I learn me smoking. Marijuana promoting to the skies where I'm floating. I just a feeling good vibes. Marijuana give me good vibes. I just a good vibes. Marijuana give me good vibes. Consistency, raw food you know we smoke real sensei. Them want to stop we but you go see. I like the clothes on the undersea. Feeling make me feel to see marijuana healing, that's how I feel love it so. Just the weed that give me meditation, make me get the elevation, no we not gonna let it go. Babylon try to lock we down, I tell myself we put it down, but this me want the feds for know. I am a ganja lover that me say smoke the weed.
Oh, baby, shake your body. Ooh, let's go all day, all night. Ooh, if you wanna. Oh, baby, shake your body. Ooh, let's go all day, all night. Ooh, if you wanna. Oh, baby, shake your body. Ooh, let's go all day, all night. Ooh, if you wanna. Oh, baby, shake your body. Ooh, let's go all day, all night. Ooh, if you wanna.
Does this work? Yeah, it does work. Okay. So I'm going to be doing a live stream right now of designing a level for Far Cry 5. There we go. Now that works. All right. So I'm going to be doing a Far Cry 5 level. So I guess first things first is to get the level together. I did have this project open so that I could just put together the actual sketches that I had made. So I should go and grab those. But essentially what I want to do is I'm doing a post-apocalyptic, like overgrown plant kind of thing. That's my approach. And to get there, I did collect some images. Maybe long enough after like humanity, but I'm not 100% sure yet. I'm also trying to find a good spot for where this chat window can go. I'll leave it there for right now. But part of it is I haven't yet opened up the editor to see what props they have, but I do want to try that out where like I'll have like plants growing all over the place. If I could get my sketches up, that would be great. But I don't remember where I uploaded them to because I took photos of them. But essentially the game mode that I'm doing for Far Cry 5 for this one is I'm looking to do bounty hunt, which is you'll get a set of targets, and then you're expected to kind of, oh, this is not the right way. You're expected to take care of them. But the players themselves aren't necessarily going to know where the targets are, depending on the mode. I have a couple of different sketches, and so mostly the reason I'm doing this right now is so that I'll have kind of like a mood board and a set of images for myself at the very least to know where I should be putting those. Let's see. I'm pretty sure I put the sketches here somewhere. So just putting together the mood board. Oh, that's very big. All right, so real quick, I just figured out how to use Adobe XD today, so I'm going to just use it as well. I'm going to make this grid right here so that I can just put all my images in, and it won't be too much of an issue. And so when I pop them into these squares, they'll pop up all side by side. That should be fine. I just want them equally spaced. There we go. Okay, so pop in these. Where did I put my sketches? Did I fix them? Which skylight? This one? Oh, well. This one is of the apartment building complex. Or this one, I guess, technically, because it's the roof. There we go. Where are you? So I have the sketches, but I guess I put them in just a weird spot. So put them in projects, yeah. There we go. And ideally, these should just pop right in. There we go. Okay. So let me just move the sketches out so that they're separate. and I can kind of fill this mood board out. And I like to space these out by order of like importance. Okay. I think that this is more of a sketch. That one I also got from a site, but I didn't make that one. This one is more of like what an actual. So the location for this takes place in a water treatment plant. At least that's what the sketches that I had submitted for the assignment had said. So that's really where that comes into play. Oh, I don't want to do that. So this is the mood board. And I will probably make another artboard right here. And this will be for sketches. Great. Okay. So now I have those. I'm going to export these. Let me just save this project. Design. All right, so that's saved. Let me open up that so I'll have the images. And my setup, I like to alt tab between them so that I can see the sketches while I'm working on while I'm working on the actual level. It just makes a little bit more sense to me. So they're all in one place. Okay. So essentially, I'm going to be making this area right here in the middle sketch. The concept of it was like basing it off that water plant, like I was saying. I want the player to be starting out up here around the mountains so that they can see down into the base. And then this is a little bit of a closer sketch to what I'm trying to do. But I'm not sure how useful this is going to be yet because I don't have it down to scale. Just for a little bit of background, the level design course that I'm doing by the IGM program at my university, they have, in the class, they basically suggest that we should follow a couple of different strategies. So I tried them out here. Besides just sketching, we do a thing called molecule design so that we actually have like the different actions laid out here. So yeah. That is what I'm doing. So to get into the actual level, this is the Far Cry 5 arcade editor. We're gonna do a new map, Bounty Hunt. I don't know which one I'd want it to start on. Because even though this is post-apocalyptic, I'm gonna do Cedar Forest actually, and we'll see how that turns out. It really just randomly will generate things, which is why I'm not entirely sure that I'd want to do exactly this. I might just pick a new map because I kind of want to place everything by hand. And how much did this even take of my budget? Let's see. Budget. Yeah, or that's already... Well, it's not that bad, actually. I'm going to start from scratch. So, Bounty Hunt. We're going to do empty map. We'll probably want to do terrain first. I'm going to see if I can place... Let's see if I can place a car just for scale so that I'll kind of have that there for reference. They even have like the sizes on it. So if the car is as reference, you know, for scale there, we'd want to make sure that the road is kind of mapped to that size as well. But it's a pretty big map. I'm going to leave that there. Let's start off with terrain. I'm actually going to save so I don't have to rename it later. Water plant. So texture. Texture. Okay. Well, let's see. If we're overgrown, we can actually look back at our here. It's gonna be pretty grassy. So normal grass would work. At least for the ground texture, I mean. And you know, this is how it would look if it wasn't post-apocalyptic, but things get overgrown and stuff like that. So all of this would probably look more like this, but you'll also see it doesn't follow, you know, a grid. So they'll be peeking out of gravel underneath. Yeah, so probably foliage. Yeah. We'll probably want to start with foliage. Let me just put that in. Well, yeah, it's overgrown. It's been there for a while. Maybe some of it would be dead. Probably closer. So I'll change this to dead grass. Dead leaves, maybe. Let's see. They have a lot of textures. I'll give them that much. Grass dead. There we go. So dead grass. We'll probably want. We only have 2 more. So I know that I'll want sand because I'm going to be doing a dock area. So for now, I'm going to see if I can put sand in. And then generally speaking, what time of the year? That's a good question. Probably summer. I mean, I could go to the route of doing something like winter and covering everything that way, but I'm not sure if I want to go that route. Sand, and I'll probably have like a regular dirt underneath. If it's, I could do humid or I could do green, but I'm going to go with dirt leaves because I'm not yet sure I'm not sure how the road is going to look as well. And I'm not sure if I need to texture the road actually. So I might actually go with concrete instead of any of the dirts. And so part of this is we're kind of limited with the tools that we're given here. And so I'm going to have to see how I can best make this concrete look like the mountain area. But I can start to paint. I can start to paint out the areas from the sketch. And so I'll know that there's going to be this kind of forest area. So I might want to paint that generally. The mountain area will probably be a little bit more rocky. Yeah, and then this dock area will probably be all water. So if I start with that. So the neat thing about this is I don't want to use all of this area. In fact, I might want to block off from now the playable area because, let's see, is it AI management? Navigation mesh? No. So in this, you can actually block off which area you're using so that, here we go, map limits. Because I don't want to make a super big level. You can't even see the car from this distance. I also don't want to make a small level. So for the most part, I'll move this in, and then as I need to, I can expand back out. But I don't want to make too big of a level. This is a little bit small, but I'm actually going to do something like this. Because if I'm thinking about the road for the car, I'll probably want them to be able to drive around an actual size building. So this alone would be kind of the base right here. Actually, I wonder if I can angle the camera. There we go. That's a little bit faster. Okay. So I'm pretty sure north is up. You can't really see my face either. There we go. So north is actually up here at the top of the screen, before I had it flipped. So I'm just going to go with how they have it in world. This is kind of like matching up with what I'd want to see. The car is kind of the size of the word base right now. So if I keep it in this kind of area, I really shouldn't have to do more. Might do something like this, just make it a little bit wider. Again, this coastline down here is somewhere here. I know that we don't want the player to really escape past that way. Like, this isn't really the area. Maybe the dock. So I might add a point. But again, it's to kind of keep what I'm working with within bounds. And so all of this out here, I'll probably put forests and trees and like just, you know, tricks to make sure they're not actually seeing it. So I'm not wasting memory for it. All right. I think next what I want to do is I'm going to probably block out the terrain. Now that I have the map limits down, I wonder if I can paint some terrain there so I'll know. Let me just turn this all the way up. And so this is just so I have a visual representation of where the map limits are. A little bit high. Interesting. For some reason, I thought that it would taint the texture on a little bit faster, but it might be the distance that I'm looking at. Okay, so I kind of have this area laid out. I'm going to want to raise the terrain there. Let's see, this is erosion, water, hole, flatten. Okay, so we want to bump this. In fact, actually, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add noise to this entire area because theoretically, you know, things aren't really built on flat ground. So I'm going to do that to this area in the middle. Maybe even to the whole map, just to give it a little bit of texture. I'm going to flatten this area where the base is a little bit more, but it'll probably still be a little bit overgrown. But usually the earth itself is not that flat, so we technically don't want that here. Let's see. I want this to be a lot higher. So this is all going to be mountains on this side of the background. We know that much. We'll probably have a little bit on this side too. And I'm gonna design it a little bit more so that this side will be a little bit flatter. But for now, that's that. And now on this side, we're gonna lower this because this is where the water is. I know that for here, this is supposed to be a road a little bit on this side. Okay, and so oh, I want to lower this a little bit. Maybe I can put in the water from now. Oh, I don't want to add a lake. No, no, no. Oh my. I think I made the water too high. There. Oh wow, that was almost exactly where I wanted it. So we'll probably want that's a good watercolor. Clear blue light. That's too blue.